What's up? Your boy just got back from the cinema. Halloween ends. Yeah, Michael Myers is back. Or is he? I've seen so many reviews in the past 24 hours dropping about this film. 90% people are shitting all over this movie. Oh, it's disrespectful to Michael Myers and this. And, that's why I didn't listen to any spoilers. I went in. I was not a big fan of Halloween Kills. So anything better than that is a step up in the right direction, right? Right? Or is it? I gotta tell you something, man. I love a psychological thriller once in a while. This movie is not your traditional Halloween horror / movie. It's not. It has elements, but it's not your step-by-step, through the numbers Halloween movie. And a lot of people just don't like that disrupted. A lot of people like to be spoon-fed, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And when it is broke and you try to fix it, people are still not happy. Again, I deal with the real world. I live in reality. YouTube is kind of a fantasy. So I don't get caught up in all the melee what people say on YouTube because it ain't worth it. I actually really enjoyed this movie. If I was to listen to these so-called critics, movie pundits, I would go in thinking this movie sucks, and it doesn't. It's technically well made. It's well acted for the most part. Most slasher movies and horror movies have bad acting. We're lucky to have Jamie Lee Curtis in a film like this. Some real actors doing their thing in this genre that we call horror. No, it is nothing like Halloween Kills. It's not even a whole lot like Halloween from 2018. See, the first one from 2018 was a reboot / resurrection / reunion. Part 2 was by your numbers, slasher flick, dumbass people who deserve to die. This one made you think. This one made you wait, made you be patient. And your average moviegoer who expects something don't have the patience to wait. Now, there is a love story developing in the middle of this movie, which I don't mind. And me personally, I really like an unconventional love story. And this movie has that. The ending, of course, you heard before, it's great. The beginning, opening is great. People have a problem with the middle of the movie, the meat and potatoes of the movie. Personally, I didn't, man. I really was paying attention to what was going on because in real life, when there's a tragedy in a town, it haunts the town. I mean, recently on Netflix, you have the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Milwaukee was jacked up what that man did. He terrorized a whole city. I'm from Compton. I've seen things as a child that disrupted our whole neighborhood for years. And it takes a while to get over. This movie is about healing and the toxicity of what one person or one act can do and how everybody turns on that person when they don't know the whole story. We get bits and pieces and we run with it. A lot of you YouTubers out there get bits and pieces of information and run with it because you want to be the first to drop the story. And half the time you motherfuckers are wrong. This movie is deeper than you think. There's plenty of layers underneath. You still get the classic music. You still get Michael Myers doing his thing. And let's face it, Michael Myers was in his late 60s in 2018 when they revealed him coming out and escaping out of that bus. So this man's got to be in his early 70s in this movie. He can't be the same Michael Myers we all expect. No. And the last film, he got his ass whooped, stabbed, beat. He can't go to a hospital and get help. This motherfucker got lay up in a sewer and heal the old-fashioned way. Sleep and rest for 4 years. So he's not the same Michael Myers. It makes sense. It's plausible. Therefore, it made the plot feasible. I like the new elements. They took a swing for the fences and did something different. But people out there in social media world will never be happy. It's just the way it is. But man, you can take my word for it, go see it for yourself, or maybe you're one of those people that feel like this movie sucks. You know, personally, I enjoyed myself. The people I went with felt the same way. It was cool. It's not scary. There's a few jump scares that might get a few of us, but you know, they're generic jump scares. And you have some Hollywood elements to make it bigger. The lighting, the texture of the film is beautifully shot. Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome. There's one scene in the film where she's leaning back in a chair and she's doing like this with her head tilted to the side with some swagger, and she's having a very intense conversation. Jamie Lee Curtis is the star of this film. She gets her swan song finally in a decent trilogy. It is what it is. People didn't like Star Wars that much until Empire Strikes Back came out. Then you appreciated it more. And people didn't appreciate Empire Strikes Back that much because things happened until Return of the Jedi came out. Then all of a sudden, Empire Strikes Back is their favorite film. This might be the same way. You might appreciate Halloween Kills a little bit more. I do now because when you see this film, you understand what I'm talking about. There's elements from the sequel that are in this film that furthers the plot, where I thought it was really, really cool, very inventive. But all the way around, man, is a different take. And when it gets to the kills, they're brutal, they're gruesome, it's bloody, and they are very memorable. There's easily 3 kills off the top of my head I remember right away. So I got what I wanted out of this. It's almost 2 hours long. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too long. Just the right amount of time for runtime for a decent psychological horror film. Not so much a slasher flick. But Halloween Ends. I dug it. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. But I dug it. Peace. Until the next time, you know the routine. Like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and leave your comments down low. If you don't agree, I get it. I feel you. But your boy, again, I dug it. Peace. Fade to black.